All right, now I want to say hi to Tana
Yay.
Hoffman, who is a second grade teacher up in the UP. This segment brought to you by Michigan Virtual, leading and collaborating to building learning environments for tomorrow. Tana, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you, Annie. Bonjour. Hello.
Oh, wow, okay.
Vous
We can
parlez
speak
beau,
multiple
bonjour.
languages. Vous parlez Creole?
No, sorry.
Okay.
Anishnabe Moen.
Yeah, because Zanmi Bonjour is friend hello in Creole, so I didn't know what you were. Anyhow,
Oh.
okay. You teach up in the UP at I can't even pronounce the school's name, so I'm going to let you say it. But it's a very special school. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I am a second grade teacher up at JKL Bahweting Anishnabe Public School Academy. And yeah, living life, loving it up here in the UP.
Well, what's unique about the academy?
So we have a really special mission in collaboration with the Sault Ste. Marie Tribe of Chippewa Indians, along with the Bureau of Indian Education, along with Michigan Department of Education, and then our charter, who our charter is through Northern Michigan University. We provide a really unique learning experience. So our environment has an emphasis on Anishinaabe culture, traditions, and language.
So, for Native American students, this is part of what they're calling a culturally responsive education. What does that mean?
Okay, so that's kind of part of it. Because we're a public school academy, everybody can come, of course, to JKL Bulleting.
Right.
But culturally responsive teaching is actually a research based approach to teaching. So educators use connections for students like language and culture and just experiences, their daily experiences, to make connections to the learning that's going on in the classroom. So it's really what accomplished teaching is all about. So as a nationally board certified teacher, I understand that in order to get the most impact from my students and their learning, I need to not only teach them at that very basic level, but I also have to connect and build those relationships through culturally responsive teaching.
So, give me an example of that with Native American students up there in the UP. What's an example of culturally responsive teaching?
Absolutely. So, in second grade, when I teach about informational writing, I am actually a dancer and I'm a traditional dancer. So, I pull out my traditional regalia and I include that and use all of my own personal pieces in my regalia to talk about and to write about dancing as an Anishinaabe traditional dancer. Another thing that we do, of course, is incorporate as much contemporary literature as possible, and then also what I like to do, especially in math, is pull out beadwork. Anishinaabe beadwork has a lot of symmetry in it, and so geometry is pretty important, and understanding those pieces with us. So
Are
lots of
are
other
are, are
things
the
too.
students who that you're trying to reach, are they leading lives where those things are part of their lives, or are they leading what we would call just kind of a typical American life with Netflix and video
Both.
games and the rest?
Both. So 30% of our population happens to be Native American up here in Sault Ste. Marie, and or over 30%. And so, yeah, you find what we call that dual life going on afoot in both worlds. We have connections to our past and the things that our grandmothers and our aunties are teaching us, like our beadwork and making drums for our boys and rattles for our girls and boys. I mean, and we also have mitten workshops and things like that
Right.
that are going on, as well as beading and ribbon skirt making and all of those cultural pieces,
Hmm.
and then the in-depth knowledge of those cultural pieces as well, just not that surface level.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, up here we are walking in both worlds,
Well,
at least trying to.
you can hear more about this. Tana's got a full episode of a Michigan Virtual podcast called "Bright Stories of Hope and Innovation in Michigan Classrooms." So you can find that on the podcast wherever you go. Thank you for your teaching, Tana, and thanks for spending a couple minutes giving us a unique perspective on how you do it.
Make glad. Thank you.
Michigan Virtual, leading and collaborating to build learning environments for tomorrow.